Okay, everybody, why don't we get this party started? Start our playthrough of Eldritch Horror. So, first one, I decided that our guy Leo Anderson's going to go first. He is down there in Buenos Aires. Now, just go. I will, even though I said I'm not going to do a rules overview, I am going to quickly run through the stuff that you do. So, the first part, we're going to take an action. And out of those actions, we can do a number of things. Action phase. We're going to take one. We're going to take it for each character. So starting with Leo Anderson, then Lily Chen, then our guy Jim Oliver. We can take actions. Those actions are travel. It means we can move one space. And then if we happen to have a travel ticket for a train or a boat, and we are on the right location to take one of those, we can do that. We can prepare. So if we're in the city, we can gain a travel ticket, which is for a train or a boat. We can acquire assets. Acquire assets requires a roll of influence, and then you get to draw from down here in this asset pile. You get to draw cards, or buy cards based on the roll that you made. You can rest, which allows you to recover health and a sanity, and if you have an injury or some other weird effect, you get an opportunity to get rid of it. And some of them are pretty harsh and pretty funny, and I love the storytelling aspect of this game where you get some leg injury, you're not exactly sure what it is, and then you have to flip it over and take the ill-gotten effects of that card. You can also trade when investigators are on the same space. They can trade items with each other. And it says you can do a component action, which would be the action on a card or the action on a player's player or location space, any of those things. So after you've taken two actions, each character's taken two actions, you're going to go to the encounter phase, and you're either going to encounter the space. If there's a monster there, you have to fight it first. You can then encounter a gate, the space, or if you're in a named city, you can encounter the type of city that is. There's two decks. There's one that's generic and one that's specific to the city. You can choose which one you want to encounter. You also have to encounter, you can encounter a token if it's on the board, for instance, if it's a clue token or a special token. Then we go in the Mythos phase, and that's where all the bad stuff happens. We first draw a card, and you'll see what that's like, and we resolve the effects of that card on our world, which is no fun. And a lot of that will be affected by this little card here, right there, that little one right there, that's our player card. Yeah. So, first up, we're going to start with, and again, I'm going to do one turn at a time, and we're going to be fairly methodical about it because there's lots of little things that can happen in this game, and I don't want to mess up too badly, though better people have messed this up, and so I'm sure I will. But, to start, we're going to start with our guy here. That's Leo Anderson in Buenos Aires. He started the game with a hired muscle ally, and remember, he can get allies, but he's right now going to take his two actions. Now, if there was an ally on the board, I would spend his action and make a test and see if I could take it. Basically, all I have to do is pass, which means I just need one roll. I don't need to actually roll the number of influence to get that guy. So I think to start with, for his first action, yeah, I think we're going to take a boat travel ticket, because as you notice, there's lots of seaways leading out of Buenos Aires in all directions, and he'll take the boat ticket, put it on a sheet. That's his first action. So for his second action, he does have excuse me, I need some water. He does have an influence of 2. So I thought maybe he'd travel, but really our gate, just to show you, our first gate is way up there in Istanbul. Let me see if I can zero in on it right there. See, right there in Istanbul, there's a gate with a cultist on it. So hopefully nothing terribly bad happens at that point. But anyway, we're here. So I think he's going to stay there for his turn, and then he'll encounter the city. We have to build up to beat the Dunwich Horror, which is a really nasty beastie, so we need stuff to do that. His hired muscle alone is not going to help him. Now, I need my dice bowl. That's what I need, but it's being used right now for the end of my playthrough for Zombicide, but once that's done, I will get it. In the meantime, I'm just going to roll on the board near the player, and hopefully I don't knock a bunch of stuff over in the process. Anyway, he does have a 2 influence. So we're going to roll that and see. Now, again, you succeed on a 5 or 6. So he did not succeed. Now, he could take a bank loan, which, let me show you that here. See how quick close-up on it I can get. That's probably a little too close. Anyway, right there, on the board, printed on the board is an asset called the bank loan. Now, he can take that asset right away, and that gives him basically 2 asset points. Now, you know, there's a couple of decent items on there. There's Arcane Manuscript, which gains +1 when resolving spell effects. I don't know if that's something useful for him, but the Holy Cross is. As you can see, the Holy Cross is 2, and that one's going to give him a +2 during +2 will during combat encounters, so make him tougher so he doesn't freak out when he fights monsters. And then this one, the King James Bible, is another 2. You may reroll 1 die when resolving a will test during a combat encounter. When you perform a rest action, recover 1 additional sanity. So that's a pretty good 2-point item. But to do that, he will have to take a bank loan. And if that goes south on him, he could have like loan sharks come and try and collect him. But you know what the heck? Let's have fun with this. We're gonna go to the pile of this big stack of things that can affect you, and I pull the first debt card out. There's a debt condition, and that goes with his cards here. As you can see, now he's got that, and that gives him 2 points to spend on items. And I think that he really I know it's just funny. You think take a loan to get the King James Bible, but it's worth it. So he has got that now, because that'll keep him sane reading the Bible. So he's a religious expedition leader with some hired muscle traveling around with him. And then we'll put out another card. Ooh, 45 automatics. That's nice. Okay, that's going to end Leo's actions. So now we're going to go to Lily Chen. Okay, Lily's here in Shanghai. She has lots of things going for her. I'm not sure if she wants to go to, so for her first action, she's actually going to start getting on the move. She's already got some stuff. She's got a Lucky's Rabbit's Foot and her protective amulet. She's going to move to Tokyo, and then while in Tokyo, she's going to take a boat ticket. That's going to be her total actions. Love it when they're quick like that, huh? So what she's doing that for is, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of lucky. I think I'm going to go see if we can tackle the expedition early on and get some stuff as she works her way over to Istanbul to take out that gate, because we do need to take these things out quickly. But initially we need to build up a little bit, so we're okay. Now, we're going to move on to the action phase for Jim Oliver. Okay, here we are with Jim Oliver. He's in the deep south. Arkansas is just a hop, skip, and jump away from him, where the Dunwich Horror is, but he is not going there. So now he's got a higher influence. He's got a 3. So I think for his first action, we're going to prep up for traveling again. He is going to take a rail ticket, and I'll put that rail ticket on his sheet. And then he's going to, for his second action, he's going to make an influence test to see if he can get some assets, some good stuff. He does have a spell right now that's pretty good. He can use as an action against monsters in his space. But he failed completely. That's a good way to start, Doug. Anyway, he failed completely. So to get anything of value, he'd have to take a bank loan. I think he wants to leave the 45 automatic for Lily Chen. So I believe that's going to end our action phase, and we're going to go on then to our encounter phase. So for our encounter phase, we're going to start with Mr. Leo Anderson here. He is in Buenos Aires. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to come up here. You know, there's some clue tokens on the board. He could have started making his way that way. We're going to come up here and we're going to get ourselves I don't know if I shuffled them well, so I'll make sure I do. Cards for that area, the green cities. We're going to go pull one of these, and he's going to encounter Buenos Aires. So, what did he get? Let's see. Where's Buenos Aires? Okay. So, what does he get there? A student has been studying the university's copy of the Necronomicon and is eager to share what he's learned. In exchange for hearing what you know, you may spend 1 clue to share what you know and gain 1 ritual spell. Unfortunately, he does not have a clue. I say that lightly. Anyway, that's going to end his encounter phase with Buenos Aires. Next, we're going to go to Lily Chen. Here's lovely Lily. She's in Tokyo. And again, I think she's just going to encounter her city space. She could encounter generic spaces too, but why not encounter Tokyo? Again, I am going to shuffle these cards up, but I want to make sure that I shuffled them well enough. Okay. And let's see what we get here for Tokyo. Tokyo. Here we go. Come on. Focus. Thank you. All right. So here we are. Yeah, okay. You find a gem bearing the symbol of the Emerald Llama. In its facets, you see the image of some horrible beast. Suddenly, the creature is right next to you. Nice. Choose one non-epic monster on any space, move it to your space, then encounter it. Well, we only have one, and it's the cultist. So, let's encounter the cultist. I'm going to go grab him. The cultist is actually on the gate in Istanbul. Here he is. This is the cultist right here. Now, the thing about cultists, that's not very focused, but I want to show you the cool picture. The artwork is nice. Anyway, the thing about cultists is they're going to uses the information that's on the cards. So, if we look at Yog-Sothoth here, there he is. It says, if you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, lose 1 sanity and gain 1 spell. So that's what happens when you fight and defeat a cultist of Yog-Sothoth. Now, we don't have to make a horror check against him. It's just a combat check, and he does 1 damage. So, and there's no penalty. So, she's got a natural 4 against this guy. That's pretty good. And we'll see. Now, she could take a wound. Now, she's got to roll 5s and 6s. She does both of her stuff. Let's look at her luckies. Rabbit's Foot allows her to reroll 1 die when resolving any test, right? Yeah. So she could reroll 1 of these dice if she fails, and she only needs really 1 to stop him from damaging her and kill it. So, and she got 2. So I don't know. You can't see the dice. I roll them over here. Let's look at the dice there. I got 5, 3, 5. There you go. So, yeah, she. Let's go back over to her. She killed the cultist quite handily, but that does cost her sanity, so I'm going to change this 3 out and give her 2 back. She kills the cultist, which goes back into the tray there. And she's going to now have 2 sanity left. Boom, but she gets a spell. Now, I believe it says it's what kind of spell? And it doesn't say, it just says gain 1 spell. So, I'm going to kind of shuffle these spells up and take the one off the bottom. Here's the spell deck, by the way. So, let's see. Let's see what she gets here. Bam! Feed the... Oh, I love this spell. Okay, Feed the Mind. So, she gets to test her lore. Now, this is a really powerful spell. We got to get her lore up because it'll make it more effective. As an action, you can test your lore -1. If you pass, you get to choose a skill and increase it. Now, once you cast a spell, you got to flip it over. Now, remember, she's got her lucky Rabbit's Foot, and she gets to oh well, the other one affects combat encounters, but she does have her lucky Rabbit's Foot. So, in combination with the Feed the Mind, she's probably going to be able to beef up some of her abilities later on. Okay, next we're going to go to Jim Oliver, who's way the heck. Oops, that one didn't go very well. Where the heck over here? All right. He's going to have a random city encounter. He's in the city space in the Deep South, and he's going to randomly encounter the city. So what you're looking at, again, I keep saying I'm not going to do rules stuff, and I start doing it. What you're looking at is one of these generic cards. He's got a city, wilderness, and sea space. So those are for generic ones that aren't named. And remember, you can, if you're in a city, you can always take one of these instead. But let's look at what he gets for the city here. Let's see if you can see that clearly. There you go. Okay. A friendly game of cards ends with a very high-stakes hand. Make an influence test. If you pass, you amaze everyone watching and find a new friend. Gain 1 random ally from the assets deck. If you fail, gain a debt condition to cover the loss. Well, we can't fail that. Now, I'm going to go roll up next to him so you can see the dice, but he does have an influence of 3. He doesn't have any way to re-roll, so let's just hope he succeeds. And I don't know if you can see this, but he did succeed. He got a 5. So he passed, which means we're going to get a random ally out of the deck. So let's start flipping through assets here. See if he gets whiskey is not an ally. We'll shuffle these up when we're done. The Witch Doctor. So here's the ally that he pulled, random ally. So he's gambling with this Witch Doctor who just thinks he's the coolest thing since sliced bread. Let's see if we can focus on this a little bit. There we go. This is a great ally too, by the way. Investigators on your space may recover 1 additional health or discard a curse condition when performing a rest action. That's pretty good. So that's going to go along with our man Jim Oliver. So he met a Cajun witch doctor in the Deep South in Louisiana. And that is going to conclude our player encounter turns. And now we're going to go to the Mythos phase. This is where all the fun, or as you might look at it, not so fun stuff happens to our players. So let's do that next. Okay guys, here's our Mythos deck right here. We're going to draw the top card. I almost started drawing it, but I wanted you to see it. Okay, so let's just go over what's going to happen. That top bit there means that we're going to advance the omen track, and I'll show you what that is. The next one means that if we have anything on the board or any conditions that people have that have that symbol, we're going to activate it. So let's first go to the omen track, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's way up here in the corner, right there, and we're going to advance that from that. I don't know how well you can see it or how clearly you can see it, but we're going to advance it from this one to this one. And if gates, if we have a monster surge and there's a gate matching that symbol, it causes problems. There's some other events that if a gate matches a symbol, it might cause problems as well. So, good news for us is we did kill the cultist who did have an effect on there. So as far as effects on the board are concerned, we're clear. However, Yog-Sothoth has an event with which activates during the comet. It says each investigator on a space containing a gate advances the doom track unless he discards 1 spell. Well, here's the good news: nobody's on a space with a monster, so that doesn't hurt us at all. Now, and lastly, this says that we're going to spawn a gate, and as I look at our reference sheet for our players, which is right down there, you can see that we only spawn 1 gate. So let's do that as well. Okay, we're going to spawn a gate in San Francisco. Now, here's a little problem. Both the gates have this flaming comet symbol, so luckily that's far away from us right now. It's 3 more moves on the omen track before that happens. So we're going to place this one in San Francisco, and we're also going to spawn a monster at random. That okay, you heard me shuffle around the box. I got another cultist. So there's a cultist that spawned in San Francisco, and that is not the end of the Mythos phase, by the way. Now we're going to read some flavor text on the card. Let's get this up nice and close so you can see it as well. Get it to focus there. Come on, baby. There you go. Okay. You wrap the towel and around some ice and apply it to your injuries, hoping to reduce the swelling. You make. Oh wait. You know what? We almost forgot something. I'm sorry. We have this debt condition here. It also has a common action on it. Some men have come to collect your debt. You flip the card over. Bummer. Okay. Debt collectors. Alright, the man in the silk suit hands you a large stack of papers. I believe you'll find this offer quite reasonable. His smile reminds you of a shark. It's clear that he will not take no for an answer. Make a influence test. If you fail, discard 2 items, then discard. Well, I only have 1 item, my King James Bible that I did for this. So let's hope that he can succeed here. So let's see, where are we pointing on this? We're pointing right here. We'll roll the dice right there. Oh, look at that! He succeeded. So, guess what? He discards. He discards his debt condition. Woohoo! Nothing happened. That's fantastic. Okay. Anyway, that's really the last of the omen effects. Now we're going on to the flavor text and the effect of the card itself. Okay. So back to this. You wrap the towel around some ice and apply it to your injuries, hoping to reduce the swelling. You make a mental... Now, by the way, some of these things will affect what they call the active or lead investigator, which is also the first player. You make a mental list of all the sacrifices that you've had to make and those that you've asked of others. All the terrible loss, and you can't, for the life of you, think of any good that's been accomplished. All for nothing is the name of the card. Shuffle a solved mystery back into the deck unless the investigators as a group spend clue tokens equal to half the players. Well, if there were no solved mysteries, which there aren't, we advance the Doom track. That's actually okay. I mean, we're still early on, but there's the Doom track, so it's going to go from 14 to 13 now, and that will officially end our Mythos card. Now, by the way, the Mythos cards are a win-loss condition. If we run out of them, if we run through that deck, this little deck here, it's not a very big deck, and we don't have any more draw, we lose the game. But that officially ends our first turn. So, thanks for watching, guys. For our next turn, we're going to pass the active investigator token over to Lily Chen and continue on. So, thanks again for watching, and we'll be back soon.